A heartwarming story of figure skating, perseverance, and achieving one's dreams despite the odds. Is it going to be a great manga? Well, let's find out and see as we check out this cool story. Hello and welcome to an episode of the Spiraken Manga Review. I'm your host Zen, saying konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up? Hope you're doing well and hope you're excited for another fun-filled episode of this awesome podcast you can find at www.spiraken.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and various other social media sites. Just type in SPIRAKN and I'll guarantee you'll find us one way or the other. As you can still hear, my voice is still kind of shot from COVID, but I'm getting past it and things should be a little bit better. But I digress, so let's actually get to that review of the week that we're talking about, because if you remember for the last episode, I spun that only the Wheel of Manga, and it did turn to be there reviewing a pretty unique manga, one which is, well, let's get to it. So the manga that we're talking about was written by Tsurumaikada and published by Kodansha. It was released in Afternoon KC magazine. Its demographic is seinen, meaning it's for men over the age of 30, or actually over the age of 18 to 60. Original one was 2020 to present. It is still coming out to this day. There's currently 11 volumes, and you can get 8 of them on the Kodansha app directly, digitally. As it was actually released, I think 10 of them are out right now for the actual publication, but we'll see. It is not complete yet. It is a drama sports series which is getting an anime adaptation in 2025, and its original title name was Medalist, but in English it is known simply as The Medalist. And this is a very, well, let's get to it, because this is a series which is kind of crazy and weird with what it's about. It is a story of two people who the odds are against them as they try to go forward in their dream of what they want to do in life. And what am I talking about? Well, let's get to it. So this is the story of two people who have dreams of becoming the best they can be in the very competitive sport of figure skating. And more importantly, singles figure skating, and we have two protagonists in this. The first one is one of our main characters, and that is Tsukasa. And Tsukasa is a 26-year-old former ice dancer. So he competed in ice dancing as a couple, and he started rather late in life. When he was a junior in middle school, he said, I want to become a dancer in ice skating, and he started doing it. Now, here's something to note. Most people who start ice skating and figure skating, they start at the age of 4. So he's already late in the game. He made it to the finals. He actually had an amazing partner, and then when he went to make it, well, he didn't do that great of a job, and he failed. So he's now a 26-year-old former Olympian potential who is okay at his job. He's not the best, but he's trying the best he can, and he is currently being helped out by the owner of a very, well, I don't want to say prestigious because it's actually kind of small skating rink. And he's getting helped out by them because he keeps getting turned down for what he wants to do. He wants to join ice shows so he can at least use his talent some way or another. And he's trying to just determine what he's doing in life until one day when he tells his boss he's moving out, he's going to find his way. He runs into a little girl who is in the middle of the ice rink who obviously did not pay. This is our secondary character. This is Inori. And Inori is really shy, and things aren't going so well for her. We're going to get to her in a second, but when she meets Tsukasa, he's like, you don't have your card? She freaks out and runs away. But when she runs away, he sees her amazing figure style, and she is a 10-year-old. And she finally explains what her situation is after knocking him out, and then it's going to become a running gag. She thinks she killed him, so she takes her bottle of water or sports drink or whatever and pours it on his head, saying, don't die, please don't die. This is going to become a running gag throughout the entire series. And let's be honest, it is kind of a funny one. But she explains she made a deal with the owner of the skating rink where she will bring him worms, because apparently he likes to fish, and if she brings him enough worms, she can use the rink for a little bit of time. Her story is kind of sad that her big sister wanted to be a figure skater, dropped out eventually, and she loved what her sister did, but she wants to do it for herself because she has a passion to do this. So she takes notes and studies, and she has no formal training, but she watched her sister from when she was 4 years old till now. And her sister dropped out 4 years ago, but she never brought up that she wanted to do this to her mom, because her mom's a single person, kind of stressed out. And more is going on with that, but we're going to get to that in a moment. So she just is trying to learn, and she hasn't told her mom the situation. So eventually Tsukasa says, why don't you tell your mom what you want to do, and maybe we can get you some training. I know a couple people could train you. And Inori's like, wait, aren't you a coach? She's like, no, I'm not a coach. I'm just a guy. And so she's convinced to talk to this weird guy to try out for skating. And when she goes home, her mom pretty much says, just study, do work. That's what you're good at. And it's not even what she's good at, because she's terrible at this. She's not good at school. She's not good at sports. She's uncoordinated. She's clumsy. The only thing she has going for her is, one, she's really good at catching worms. And two, she is really good on the skating rink on ice skates. But her mom doesn't believe her. Her mom thinks that her sister wasted her life, so she's not even going to entertain the idea. Until eventually Tsukasa meets her and her mom and he says, why don't we give a tryout? We'll see how you do. And what happens after giving her a little bit of confidence, she goes on the screen onto the rink and she blasts it. She's faster than the other kids. She studied things and she's learned it through osmosis by absorbing all the techniques that her sister learned. She's not entirely there because she does make a lot of little stupid mistakes, but things he thinks that she can't do, she's able to figure out very quickly. She has an innate talent to this. And it's a different girl completely. It goes from the girl who's shy and clumsy to this very athletic girl. And so Tsukasa's like, you know what? I'll be your coach. I'll make it so that you can learn, and I'm going to make sure that you can become a medalist, that you can survive in this field. And that's my goal. And the mom's like, no. She can't do that because it's not worth it. She may have fun on the ice, but it's not worth it. And Inori, after all the crap, she finally tells her mom, I've always wanted to skate. I've never asked you for anything, but I love this. It's the only thing I'm good at, and it's really important to me because I love doing this, and I want to shine like Sis did, but go beyond that, be better than that. And then, like I said, Tsukasa's like, fine, I'll be your coach. And so they make an agreement because the mom is still not sold on this. It's that she can skate until she hits middle school. So she has 1 year to learn how to skate, to indulge in this fantasy before she focuses on the real world. So Tsukasa is going to take it upon himself to make her an amazing skater, someone who is a true competitor, and show her mom that Inori is amazing. And it's these two people whose their dreams have been given up on them as they try to do the best they can. There's a quote about this manga saying, it's a story about learning to believe in yourself even when everyone else tells you you're not good enough. And that's what happens in this story. He's going to make her the All Japan qualifier and make her do the best she can. And it's going to be through her passion. And we're seeing these two work to their goal. And as it goes further on, we do find a lot of cool elements to this, as I don't want to spoil too much in the volume, but she eventually makes a few friends. One of them is a girl her age who's currently a third-ranked high figure skater, who, more importantly, her coach influenced Tsukasa, so there's a rivalry there. And then there's a little girl who she calls Mittens, who becomes her rival that's 2 years younger, and she's amazing. And that is what this manga is about Tsukasa and Inori becoming amazing skaters. And I'm going to be just really frank. This one is a refreshing and, well, fun take on this, which I would not have expected, because I'm not a figure skating guy. I'm not a major sports guy, but sports manga for some reason hits me in a different way. And this one especially because I was like, okay, it's figure skating, who cares? I mean, we've read a lot of dancing mangas. We've read a lot of other ones, but none have really been impactful. This one's impactful because these are two losers who are trying to do the best they can, and they're going forward. In the second volume, because when I got the Humble Bundle earlier this year, which gave me a bunch of manga. It has Medalist 1 to 8, so I started to read ahead. And when it gets to volume 2, she has her first competition, and one, it's to show her mom that she's able to compete. But more importantly, when she does this at the beginning, she fails at the beginning. She starts to set off and falls. And the thing is, she picks herself up and she says, I'm not going to do this just to do simply. I'm doing this to win. So it's that drive to win, to be the best you can be. And it makes you smile because she is doing the best she can, and you want her to win. When she loses, though, she loses bad. It's not little like, oh, it's a little mistake. No, they're like major, like, oh God, she's probably not going to be able to win this. Is she going to do it? Because the methodology for how they rank in figure skating is bizarre to me. It's not like dancing. It's not like baseball, basketball, football. It's just an odd way that they rank people. And so we have her dealing with that, and more importantly, she has the ticking clock because, as I said, she is currently a first-ranked. She's in her first, year one essentially, is where she's at, and she's 10 years old. Most kids are 6 and 7 in that rank. She's really good, and she can do some things which are really spectacular, but she has this thing going against her, which really sucks. So we gotta see what happens, but. For that reason, I'm going to have to give this our second highest rating because it is a great manga. The art is great. Character design is great. The subject matter, if you're not a fan of figure skating, give it a chance, but I know it's not for everybody. So for that reason, I'm going to have to give this our second highest rating of borrow from a friend and don't return unless offered Pocky because it is really good and it is worth checking out. It's worth borrowing from a friend. It's worth investing your time in, and I can't wait to see this anime when it comes out to see it because this is something different. I know everyone's like, oh, well, what about Yuri on Ice? We've talked about Yuri on Ice. Yuri on Ice is interesting. It is a more of romance than a story about figure skating. This is about figure skating. This is not, the romance is not the main thing. This is the sport is the main part, and that's what intrigues me. But if you agree with me or disagree with me, feel free to email me personally at Zan, that's Xan at Spiraken.com, or tweet me at Spiraken. Let me know what you thought, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you don't even want to give this a chance, or if I'm completely wrong about Yuri on Ice. Leave a comment down below if you thought about it. And anyway, so with that in mind, let's actually get to the manga releases for the week, because we've got a ton of them for this week. A lot came out this week. So let's get to that. So the manga releases. So starting off from the top, we've got a very unique story called 15 Minutes Before We Really Die, Volume 3. And then, after that, we have Seven Fates Chaco, Volume 4, the comic. Then we have The Abandoned Empress, Volume 8, the comic. Agents of the Four Seasons, Volume 3, Dance of Summer, Part 1. Ali, the latest Junji Ito story collection. Aria of the Beach Forest, Volume 1. Assistant Professor Akira Takutsu's Conjecture, Volume 4, the light novel, thus the gate to the spirit realm open, and the Associate Professor Akira Tatsuki's Conjecture, Volume 4, the manga, released at the same time, kind of cool. Then we have Ayakashi Triangle, Volume 10. Banished from the hero's party at his side to live a quiet life in the countryside, Volume 8. Both free, I Don't Want to Get Hurt, so I'll max out my defense, Volume 13, the light novel. The Boxer, Volume 7, Boys Abyss, Volume 6, Bride of the Barrier Master, Volume 3, Bungo Stray Dogs, another story light novel, Akito Ayutsuki vs. Natsuhiko Kyogoku, the manga, and Bungo Stray Dogs 1, Volume 8, Chain Soldier, Volume 8, Classroom for Heroes, Volume 2, Colorless, Volume 7, The Condemned Villainess Goes Back in Time and Aims to Become the Ultimate Villain, Volume 2. The Contract Between a Spectre and a Servant, Volume 2, the light novel. Delicious in Dungeon, Volume 14, the final volume. What will happen to Laios? Will he save his sister? Will he become king? Wait to find out. The Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy, Volume 6. The Detective Is Already Dead, Volume 10, the manga. The Eminence in Shadow, Volume 10 of the manga and Volume 5 of the light novel. Enid, Volume 3, the mature hardcover version. Even Dogs Go to Other Worlds, Life in Another World with My Beloved Hound, Volume 4. Excellent Property, Rejects for Residents, Volume 1. The Executioner and Her Way of Life, Volume 8. Gachakuta, Volume 3. Game of Familia, Volume 4. The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt, Hey, How About Treason, Volume 12 of the light novel. Go-Go Monster, the manga. Go, 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 Ghost, Volume 1. The Heroic Legend of Arslan, Volume 19. His Majesty the Demon King's Housekeeper, Volume 7. Honey Lemon Soda, Volume 6. I Can't Say No to the Lonely Girl, Volume 3. I Want a Gamer Gal to Praise Me, Volume 2. I'm Quitting Heroing, Volume 6. In Another World with My Smartphone, Volume 12. Ishura, Volume 7. Itawan Class, Volume 2. I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 Years and Maxed Out My Level, Volume 13. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 6, Stone Ocean, Volume 5. Kind of a Wolf, the manga. King in Limbo, Omnibus 3, which is Volumes 5 and 6. Kiss the Scars of the Girls, Volume 3. Kuma 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 Bear, the manga, Volume 9. Magical Angel Creamy Mommy and the Spoiled Princess, Volume 7. The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady, Volume 7, light novel. Minato's Laundromat, Volume 3. Miss Savage Fang, Volume 1, the manga. The strongest mercenary in history is reincarnated as an unstoppable noblewoman. Excuse me. My Gently Raised Beast, Volume 7. My instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in this other world stands a chance against me. The Alpha and Omega, Volume 5, the manga. My Neighbor Totoro, the film comic, the all-in-one edition. My Oh My, Atamikun, Volume 1. My Poison Princess is Still Cute, Volume 3. No Longer Heroine, Volume 7. Our Last Crusaders of the Rise of a New World, Volume 13, the light novel. Overgeared, Volume 4. Volume 7. The Princess of a Convenient Plot Device, Volume 5, the manga. ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, Volume 25, the light novel. The Reformation of the World as Overseen by a Realistic Demon King, Volume 4, the manga. Reign of the Seven Spellblades, Volume 7. Remnants of Filth Yuwu, the novel, Volume 4. A Returner's Magic Should Be Special, Volume 4. Riku Can't Be a Goddess, the light novel. The Saga of Tanya the Evil, Volume 23, the manga. Sailor Moon 9, the Naoki Takuchi collection. Saint? No, I'm just passing Beast Tamer, Volume 4, The Invincible Saint and the Quest for Fluff. The Saint's magical power is omnipotent, light novel, Volume 10. Saving 80,000 gold in Another World for My Retirement, Volume 5, the light novel. See You in My 19th Life, Volume 3. Shy, Volume 7. Sign of Affection, Volume 9. Soul Eater Not, the Perfect Edition, Volume 1. Speed Grapher, Volume 2. I'm really excited actually about this one. Suppose a kid from the last Dungeon Boonies moved to a starter town, light novel, Volume 15. This Wolf Is Not Scary. To Save the World, Could You Wake Up the Morning After with a Demi-Human, Volume 17 or 7. Toga Oni, Primal Gods in Ancient Times, Volume 4. The Trials of Chiyodaku, Volume 1, Running the Supreme Court of Another World with My Sister. Trinity 7, Revision, Volume 2. The Vampire and His Pleasant Companions, Volume 5. Welcome to Succubus High, Volume 6. When I Became Commoner, They Broke Off Our Engagement, Volume 3. And then last and certainly not least, Why Relina Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion, Volume 7. Actually, there's one more. We're talking about Your Letter, the manga. And with those, my top 5 for the week are going to be very simple, very easy. Going to add this. It's very simple and very easy what my top 5 are, but which ones are you most excited about? Let me know. Email me at zanspiraken.com or tweet me at Spiraken. Let me know your thoughts on which one is the most popular, which one you thought was the best or the worst. Because there was a couple I was really excited about, and some I wasn't, but for me, my top 5 are going to be Aria of the Beach Forest Volume 1, Delicious in Dungeon Volume 14, because obviously Delicious in Dungeon is going to be amazing and great. And last and certainly not least, we're talking about Go 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 Ghost, Miss Savage Fang, and Your Letter, the manga, because that one seems very intriguing. So those are the ones I'm most excited about. So let me know. But before we go any further, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking out this podcast and listening. I appreciate each and every one of you, every email I get, every comment I get. It gives me more motivation to keep doing this podcast. I'm going to keep doing this so an old man knows to read manga with thick glasses and large print. And I have a couple things up my sleeve because since I am not going to Otakon, I am going to be releasing a couple of episodes and things early. The big one I'm going to be doing is obviously I'm going to be releasing some of the panels as full panels. You will see those soon on YouTube or, well, you'll see what we're talking about. Just keep checking out the site. So with that in mind, let's get to that part that you have all been waiting for and the part that is the hardest on my throat. And let's get to it. We're talking about that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, except no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune with 10 slots on it. And what I've done is I've assigned a manga title to each of the 10 slots. So we're going to sort of spin the wheel. Whatever number it lands on, the manga that is in that spot is what I'm going to review in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, episode 567. 567 episode of this awesome podcast. So let's see what we're going to review, shall we? You have to admit that was a really good spin. Number 7, Neighborhood Story, an Ayazawa story. This is actually the prequel to Paradise Kiss. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Well, I actually haven't read it, so we're going to see. But as usual, hope you enjoyed this episode. I am your host, Zan. I am Gonzville. Catch you guys next time, and keep reading manga. See you later.